Hi everyone, so my name is VERITAAA Richardson and I just wanted to give you guys a little background on myself, why I like to work out, why I'm a coach, why I even have a need to make this video. So I guess my story kind of boils down to like five-ish things that kind of explain my pathway to where I am now as far as dialing in on like lifting and changing up my way of eating and stuff like that. So just to give you a little background about myself, I'm 23, living in Illinois. I'm a college grad. I'm a military brat, product of a jarhead and a squid, or Marine Corps and Navy, for those who may not know those terms. I kind of moved around a lot, always been an athlete, literally have been an athlete since I was in first grade. I first started playing baseball, which turned into softball and basketball. So growing up, I've basically been an athlete all my life. I have also always, I'm tall, I'm like 5'11", 6 foot. I've always been bigger, but in my family, being bigger was kind of just normal. It also was never really something to look down on. And I think one reason I'm definitely comfortable being big or plus size or curvy, whatever you really want to call it, is mainly, I really think I kind of have to credit some of my basketball coaches, as crazy as that sounds, because one lesson a lot of my coaches always reminded me was you can teach speed and you can teach skill, but you can't teach size. I really had a coach that would tell me that all the time. He's like, you can't teach size, like, get big or whatever it would be, whatever he had to say. But that concept really stuck to me. So whenever it came to my thoughts on my body, a lot of the times I was putting them more into an athletic perspective, and because of that, I know personally I don't really recall having like body confidence issues or anything like that until like middle school, maybe, probably more so high school actually, because that's really when you start to care more about what you look like. Middle school and elementary school, if you wear something not so great, it doesn't really matter. And I'm definitely the type of person, like, I love athletic wear. I always have. So just kind of had to put more thought into what I wanted to wear and what I wanted to look like and things like that in high school. So I think that's really where I did start to notice more of like, yeah, I'm big, but I'm also like the only big one of all my friends and stuff like that. So I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me and I didn't have times where it really got me down. But for the most part, I try to appreciate my body because I was kind of such a jock, like, oh, I'm bigger on defense for basketball, or, oh, I've got more natural strength when it comes to softball and hitting and throwing and stuff like that, and I'm taller, so I can cover more ground, especially as a first baseman. So thankfully, I've always had kind of like I have had an appreciation for my body. And with that, moving on, I was very lucky to play softball for my college for 2 years, Bradley University. It was an amazing 2 years. It was a goal of mine to always play D1 college softball, and getting that opportunity was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I loved my teammates. My coaches were awesome, and it was just an opportunity to leave the West Coast at that point. Bradley's in Illinois, for those who don't know. So that was definitely a new life experience for me. So I was definitely grateful for that. I did decide to resign from the team after my sophomore season. I just wanted to, I guess for me personally, I was kind of ready to leave sports behind and ready to really look forward to my career and things like that. So I did resign from the team, and luckily, or I won't say luckily, but my last semester on the team, I really dove into my nutrition. I really focused more on my nutrition. So I was already lifting with my team, already having like 3-hour practices as a team. So my workouts were kind of already covered. I really just needed to focus on my nutrition. So focus on my nutrition, really just counted calories, ate clean, cut out eating out and things like that. And I lost about 40 pounds in about 3-4 months. So that was really my first time realizing if I want to lose weight, or if I want to get fit, or whatever, insert adjective here, I knew it was possible. I knew I could do it, and I could do it by myself. So that was a really great booster. So at that point, I was actually the lowest weight I had been all through college, and that was also the lowest I had been for maybe 3 years at that point, actually, because I decided to stop playing basketball my senior year of high school. So I kind of lost cardio there. Normally during basketball season, I'd always lose somewhere between like 5 and 20 pounds, really, like every basketball season. So when I was younger, it was a little more weight and stuff, as you can imagine, going down, but still. So I was feeling great. I was feeling so athletic, and I was just feeling like myself, kind of like, the two sport playing jock I was most of my life, and it was awesome. And I really fell in love with lifting as an athlete, and never had lifted until college. Fell in love. And I think the main reason I fell in love with it was because it was the first time as an athlete that I was competing against myself. I was competing against myself to lift heavier each week, or to bump up the amount of reps, or to stop modifying a move. So it was really my first time competing against myself for something I wanted for myself at the same time, if that makes sense. So I knew I wanted to keep up with lifting, but as you can imagine, not having my team around, not having, mandatory practice and things like that, my workout motivation and actual efforts completely decreased. The semester after I retired from the team, I actually joined a sorority, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I love my organization, it's everything. But when I was doing member intake, I didn't work out at all. So that kind of added to my lack of working out and paying attention to fitness and things like that. So basically all junior year, I was still just kind of out of it, just really adjusting to not being an athlete, as weird as that sounds. It's different when the only thing you have in a day is just to go to class and not to go to lift and then practice and then study hall and then class in between, and just like have it all mixed up. So it was kind of weird having more free time. Like I almost like didn't know what to do with it, and in turn I basically did nothing with it, which I do wish I would have done more, but it is what it is. So moving to summer in between my junior and senior year, it was kind of crazy for me. At the end of the summer, my mother was actually diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and that really came out as a shock. My mom had never had medical issues, didn't do anything, bad for her body or anything like that. So this totally was a shock, came out of nowhere. And I tried to keep my cool, but I know, like, in the back of my head, it was always there. Like, I was just always kind of thinking about it, always just knew, this was a new thing in my life. So, a few months after that, I was in a relationship with someone, and we broke up. We were close to about like 4 years, and that was devastating. I mean, it hurt. It was, it kind of came out of nowhere. Well, I won't say, I don't know. It happened. It happened. So it was kind of two things at the same time, getting ready to go into my senior year. So it was kind of like a lot on my mind, and I didn't cope with things the way I should have. I liked going, I still do, like, I like going out with my friends, and I like dancing and music, but I also like just hanging out at home and things like that. But when I was with my friends, I did notice that I was drinking a little more alcohol than I needed to, or I won't say that I needed to, because I was never like really just out being sloppy or anything, but more frequently. And once I kind of realized it, I did definitely decrease. Like once I kind of had a come to Jesus moment with myself, I was like, we need to work on this. I worked on it. I was good, but I just wish that I would have coped differently. So of course, after those two things kind of hit back to back, I did obviously gain some weight because I wasn't working out. Didn't really have the motivation, didn't even really have an interest in working out at that point. So I had a moment after all of that. So it maybe like 6 months had gone by. So getting ready to go in the second semester, my senior year. And I guess I just had a random like revelation. Like, you know what? I've gained weight. Wasn't crazy about it. Wasn't like, oh, whatever. Like it did kind of, I won't say bother me, but it was noticeable. It was something that I was noticing, and my clothes fit differently and a little tighter here, a little tighter there. And finally, I just kind of had a moment where I was like, I need to love what I have. I have it. It's not going to go away in a night. So I need to embrace it. I need to love it. And thankfully, that's exactly what I did. I stepped up my fashion game, started shopping at Torrid, and at the time, Deb and Maurice's more. And I was really learning how to dress my body for what it is. I know, like, I have like an hourglass shape, so I was just trying to find the right items for my body to put together to make me feel confident, to make me feel beautiful, to make everything flattered and everything like that. So that was nice. And it was just, I definitely just needed it for myself. So it was really nice to kind of have a boost, like a confidence boost from myself, if that makes sense. So that was really nice. And from there, my spirits were just kind of lifted. I started to focus more about what else I wanted from myself. What could I do to make myself happy and things like that. So I started summer and I was on a really great track. Summer was great, had an awesome internship. And then this past year, so 2015, unfortunately September of 2015, my mother passed away from her pancreatic cancer diagnosis, and that was ridiculously hard. My mother was my superhero. She was my best friend. She was definitely my role model. Like, that's such an understatement. But for me, my mom was really my everything. So I was my mom's only child. But I have half siblings, her stepchildren, but growing up, it was always just me and my mom. So for me, literally everything I knew changed. Everything I had, every security blanket, everything that was my support, my main support, was gone. And obviously I did kind of take it hard. I'm the type of person where I can be kind of stoic when it comes to traumatic events and stuff like that. So I definitely hid more sad faces than I'd like to admit. But I was in a rut for a little bit. But I knew that I didn't want to go back to where I was the summer before, or the semester before, the year before, where I was focusing more on making the pain go away than acknowledging it. So I wanted to make sure that I was coping with all of this in a positive way. And so for me, that positive way was working out, was lifting, was getting back into some type of routine where I could make sure my focus could go instead of doing anything that was negative or not good for my body or for my health or whatever it could be. So that's really where Beachbody kind of came in, I guess you could say. I had signed up as a coach before my mother passed, but I didn't really take it seriously. So after that happened, that was really my time to focus on what I wanted for myself. And that's really where I started to take my workout seriously and started to meal plan. And so instead of, sorry guys, my dog's in the background being weird. Anyways, so it was nice just because I then had a place to focus my energies and to focus emotions, whatever you want to call it. So whether I was crying my eyes out during a yoga session, or I was just wanting to scream at the world while lifting, whatever it was, it helped and it was nice and I could do it from my home, and that made it 10 times better. But one thing I definitely learned from all of that, everything I've just shared, is one, how precious life is and how life's too short not to take chances. Life's too short not to go places and meet people and things like that. I'm already totally like wanderlust, and like I love to travel. I love meeting new people. So that's definitely something that is nothing new for me. But what was new was being intentional and taking the time to think of what do I want to accomplish in life? What do I want to share? What do I want people to remember about me when I'm gone, or 5 years from now, whatever it is. And that is where I kind of came up with my brand. I don't even want to call it my brand, but I guess just kind of like my motivation, my mission, what I want to do. And for me, that's helping women and men even see how beautiful they are, and to know how truly beautiful they are, and how amazing they are as individuals, and how that all goes past what you see on the outside. So my biggest message when it comes to weight loss and fitness and things like that is remember who you are. And it's not even like remember who you are and what your interests are, but what do you want from life? Like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Things like that. And just never forget those. Like, never forget those. Never let anything change you. But also my big thing is you have to love what you've got before you can love what you want. That's really what I believe. I like to say you have to love the body you have before you can love the body you want. And that in essence is just love what you've got, no matter what. Whether you're sick, thin, whether you've got lots of curves, it doesn't matter. You're freaking beautiful. Like, you are awesome. You're beautiful. Bomb.com, all of that. If you want to work out, dude, go for it. If you don't want to work out, dude, don't work out, whatever. But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure everyone I like talk to or come in contact with or whatever is living their life to the fullest, however that looks, whatever that means. Be happy, live your life. If you like to lift because you just like to lift heavy shit, lift, just do it. If you want to work out because you want to tone your arms, work out, tone your arms. If you like eating hamburgers every night because you like hamburgers and that's what you want to do with your life, eat hamburgers every freaking night and enjoy yourself. So, I mean, I just wanted to like let the world, I guess you could say, whatever. I just wanted to share with those who follow me, with those who are on fitness journey, those who are curvy plus size girls looking to get into it, looking to get into fitness or stuff like that. Just know, one, I'm here. Like, if you ever need help, totally just let me know. But two, just know that you don't have to change anything about yourself to be an amazing, beautiful individual. I'm literally like speaking to whoever's watching this. You're beautiful. You're awesome. You're bomb.com. Don't ever feel like you need to work out or change your appearance or dye your hair or buy new clothes, whatever it is, to please someone else. If it doesn't please you, don't do it. So that's really all I've got. I'm just here to encourage people to move their bodies, to relieve stress, and to get to know themselves and to get stronger. But I'm also here to encourage people to just love who they are and just love what you got. So again, I'm VERITAAA. You can find me on Instagram. It is at curves.and.muscles_. And you can also find me on my Tumblr blog. I will put all this stuff below, so I'll just go ahead and put it below instead. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch. Thanks for taking the time to get to know me. And maybe we will chat soon and get to know each other, or best of luck to you in life on your journey. Whatever you do, just do it, just love it, and go for it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.